Hi Kelly, you all right?
Hello, yeah, I'm good, thank
Hello.
you.
I just wanted to ask you some questions because we meet up every month, don't we, and have a chat. And
Yes,
I wanted to make this video because I have clients sometimes who come with OCD, and I tend to would pass them on to you because I
yeah,
feel like you're a bit more of an expert in this. So I wanted to know, and this might help other people. How did you get into working with OCD, and what ages do you work with?
yeah. So I work with all ages with OCD. Um, the youngest I've worked with so far is 8. I've worked with a young person who's 8, and obviously I work with all ages up to adults as well. Um, how I got into OCD actually was accidental. So when
Oh.
I was training to become a therapist, it came to the surface that I had OCD myself, and it was a bizarre journey because I had OCD since the age of about 3 or 4 without knowing.
Wow.
So yeah, so it was bizarre. And then, in my training, I then got support, started overcoming my OCD. Didn't plan to work with OCD, and I was always taught to kind of be cautious of working with things that you had struggled with. So it weren't on my radar. And then for some reason, when I opened my private practice, I had an influx of people coming to me with OCD. Um, and it was, like I say, it was very strange because I hadn't put that I worked with OCD or anything like that, but I was getting people asking if I can help. So I felt completely comfortable working with it, even though I had OCD.
Mhm.
And I built kind of something that now works on a deep level. A lot of people use CBT for OCD, which has its place and it's brilliant.
Mm.
But with what I use, it's very somatic, and it's very deep
Mm.
and it's long lasting. And obviously, with having it myself, I know
Mm.
because I've done that work, training to be a therapist and having CBT at the same time for OCD. Um, so yeah, that's kind of like I say how it was accidental how I came about working with OCD.
And I didn't realize that it wasn't CBT. I always get that wrong. And that's quite interesting to me because, that's another alternative, isn't it? Hmm.
Yeah, well, I do bring in when I'm working with OCD, I do bring in aspects of CBT at a later stage. A bit of work with
Mm.
what do we call it? The hierarchy where you build your comfort zone, things like that, because that's essential for continuing support with OCD. But the
Mm.
initial work is very somatic. It's about the nervous system, balancing it,
Mm.
rewiring, retraining your nervous system so
Mm.
that the OCD knows that you're safe, basically. And this work can take. Some people have come to me and they've had it for 20, 30 years, and within 8 weeks, the karma it's subsiding. And then
Wow.
I have people who come to me and they need years worth of work,
Mm.
but it's subsiding still along that journey. So everybody's completely different.
Mm. And do you find the way you do it really good with kids as well?
Yeah, definitely. Because I mean, I'm a big kid myself. I'm quite creative, and I a lot of the things that I do with children and adults, they're exactly the same because I think we should all connect to our child self. But I do a lot of visual, so we
Mm.
create characters and we draw things and we put things down on paper so that you can take it away from with you. And what we've done in therapy, you've got a piece with you, so you don't just have to think in your head, oh, what did we say there? What did we say there? Because sometimes, especially with OCD, it's overwhelming and you haven't got space when you're in the midst of OCD. So, yeah, lots of creative and visual things, which the
Mm.
children absolutely love.
And the one thing I wanted to ask you as well, OCD, I think a lot of us think of it like touching things or washing hands, that sort of thing, and rituals. But is it also intrusive thoughts?
Yeah, so it can present in a million different ways. There's so many ways that it can present, and I call OCD whack-a-mole. And this is why I say CBT isn't the best option alone, because when we go to CBT, say with the NHS, which I had, and I have to say, absolutely amazing for OCD, but I was training to be a therapist at the same time, so I was doing a lot of work what is needed alongside it. But you'll go and have CBT, it will subside in that area, you'll start to settle, and then your nervous system is still trained. You haven't done any work on that, so it'll pop up somewhere else, and then you need to go back again, and
So
it'll
when you
just keep
say
doing it.
so when you say pop up, do you mean like with a different symptom
Yeah, in a different way.
in
So,
a
for
different way?
example, so I always say OCD is kind of sat in your head, and it's got a list of content that it knows will trigger you, and it's there because it's keeping you safe. So, um, when I was younger, things that would scare me, they change throughout your life, so it has to get some new content. Um,
Yes, they do, don't?
yeah,
Yeah, I know what you mean. Because I used
yeah,
to be when I was young, I used to be really scared of like my parents lighting the fire because I thought the house was going to burn
yeah,
down.
yeah.
And now I've got open fire and I'm fine. So yeah.
Yeah. So with OCD, it's nothing to do with the actual fear, even though there might be a little bit of work to do there. The whole point of all the things that OCD concentrates on is just keeping you safe. It's triggering you to be ready at all times. So it uses this content. So that's why we have to work with the nervous system rather than the fear itself.
Oh wow. That's really interesting. I
Yeah,
feel like I've learnt loads just in like a
yeah.
few minutes.
I
So
love
you
working with it. I love helping people with OCD.
and it can be really debilitating, can't it, for people?
Hugely, massively, yeah. And obviously, I know personally. I can't answer the question now. How did you not know? When I look back now, I think, how did I not know I had OCD? It's bizarre, but I didn't know because I thought OCD were washing your hands and organising books. Like I didn't know they were a thing. I thought everybody thought the way I thought.
Mm.
Um, but now working with it, knowing it so deeply, absolutely, I feel like it's been my calling. It came to my door without me realizing, and I think it's been my calling to help people with OCD.
Mm. That's fantastic. So you work online, but you also live in Burnley, so you work sort of in that area. And people come
Yeah,
from, and I know I refer people to you, and I know that some people come from quite a distance.
yeah, yeah, especially with children, because
Mm,
unfortunately there's not as many children's therapists.
mm, mm.
I think sometimes, obviously, there's a combination of things. Sometimes people are a bit scared of working with children, or it's not their area. They don't really they're not
Mm.
children people. My background is before becoming a therapist, I was a nursery nurse, so I've worked in
Yeah.
schools and nurseries. So I'm very, like I say, I'm a big kid myself, so. I'll work with any age, but yeah, I've had people come from quite far, like an hour's drive, where they've got an hour there and an hour back with
Mm.
children, which is a shame. I'd love to see more therapists get into therapy practice. I do try and find them a therapist closer to them.
Mm.
But yeah, I work in Burnley in my therapy room, and I work online. I do outdoor sessions. I have a therapy dog. So yeah, I'm I absolutely love it. The best job ever, isn't it?
It is the best job ever. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for that. I'm really pleased. And we'll end it there and I'll have a chat again. So
Yeah,
see
see
you
you soon.
soon.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.